Well, good morning and welcome to North American Bear Center. If we could get a check on our sound quality right now would be nice to make sure it's going through. And then we'll start our program. Maybe the moderators can give us a thumbs up on if it's good or not. Okay. Well, they just gave us a thumbs up. The sound is fine. We want to thank you to our live broadcast today. Today we had the half birthday party for Tasha, Holly, and Lucky Bear, and I think they enjoyed it. We will be posting one with Tasha on it shortly. We did video it at the same time as trying to go live. Our service is not exceptional. But welcome to the live broadcast from the North American Bear Center. My name is Scott. We got Spencer, and we got Sharon, our senior keeper. Actually, she's our only bear keeper. She is the senior bear keeper, but we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to have on topic, we're going to talk about our fencing. As you can see, our fencing on this half is completed, pretty much. And we're going to start doing some other things, like we got to twist our scale around. Sharon wants a scale facing the back of the front of the fence here, so that'll be turned too. Been really lucky to have our pond still flowing with lack of rain.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. It's actually not losing depth.
Right. Usually when we get this dry, we have a really shallow pond, but it's been holding water the whole year. I think we had one little dip, and now it's been holding. Yeah. So that's good.
It is good. And we got mallard. We got a drake and a hen down here picking away, probably thinking they're totally safe until the bears get let out, right?
That's with baby woodchucks, too. They're going to be pretty quick here.
But on the good news front, the fencing is going really well. We're up right now, just completing our third enclosure today. And then they're going to be closing the fencing in until they go to the fourth enclosure. They're going to close the fence in this afternoon so that we can let Tasha out. We're forecasting to let her out Sunday or Monday. And then move her down to this front brand new pen. And we'll be excited to get her in there. I'm sure she'll be excited to get out of her element there.
I'm pretty sure she will.
She's been stuck in that pen and nervous for a while, hasn't she?
Well, I shouldn't say she's stuck in the pen. She's stuck under the... She has decided that it's too noisy of a nice little place under the chalet, and all you see usually is her nose and eyes look.
And what it is her safe area. She made it her safe area, which is really kind of neat. She's doing really well, though. She's still sitting in her bowl every now and then, and she just never quits doing that, does she?
She has so much fun, and it's interesting because when the workers are not using the machinery like they're doing right now, she just watches them. And it's like she does it, she'll sit down and just watch what they're doing. But when they start using the machinery, then it's something else. She's afraid then.
I'll bet you if I could read her mind, she's looking at those construction folks and saying, okay, no breaks. Let's get this done so I can get out. That's my bet. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
She's like, quit visiting. Let's get going here. I got to get out and get into the pond. They're going to have quite the bath when they get out here.
Oh, I think so. First they'll cool off.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure that they'll be doing some major scrubbing of their ears and head. But they like to cool off in the pond too. But Tasha, it'll be interesting to see Holly once she gets out, because Holly rarely goes into the pond.
Correct. But going a little further on the fencing, so as I left off with, we'll be closing the pen up today, and closing it up means that it's just temporary. And then once we get Tasha out of her current enclosure, move her down to this front enclosure, and the pond cam, you're going to be able to watch Tasha down here in this pen. And then from that point on, once we are successful, poor Sharon, in getting Tasha into that pen, then we will they'll reopen up that fence and they'll start going on the last two enclosures, correct?
Correct. They have to, in order to make the last one, they down. But we're going to keep that up.
That means the Ted's old bear house. That's there. We're going to keep that here. We might have some future fun with that at the lily pad. We've got two other full-size bear houses out here too. We're going to probably put those up and see if anybody wants to purchase those too. But Ted's chalet will. We're not sure what we're going to do with that yet, are we?
Not quite, but some ideas have floated around.
Yeah, quite a few good ideas. But then from that point on, we'll get those two pens built, which I'm hoping the way they're moving right now, they would be somewhat completed by, I'm probably stretching it, but Friday of next week, a week from today, or possibly into the next week, they'll finish those two enclosures. From that point on, Monday also, Custom Theaters is going to come and Brown Electric. They're going to put in more piping up those enclosures. And what they're doing with this piping and these boxes that you can see on the corner is we're getting ready for to have electricity and cameras. We're going to have a PTZ camera in every pen that'll be operational at some point. But we'll have the ones we're going to mainly use done right away. But we're going to have PTZs installed in all those so that we can zoom in, we can watch, we can move around and watch the bears. You can look in their dens just like you can the one here. So you'll be able to see those enclosures, those cameras, and the electricity probably won't be done for a couple weeks yet. But we're hoping that the enclosure itself and everything is complete within the next, hopefully by the end of June, which would be really nice to go into July 4th weekend with it being completed. Once they're done with those last two pens, then they'll move out again and they'll do what they call a guard pen or safety zone. Instead of us dragging our heel in the ground and making a mark, we'll actually have a very low fence about 3.5 to 4 feet out from the actual fencing to keep the guests back from the bears. And that zone will be for the employees and the interns and volunteers to work on, get things into the pens and do different things, right?
Right.
The pens have, on the back of them, they have a crank gate on the very back. That's where the bears come in and out of. And the crank is very slow. So Spencer and I today are going to work on a system that's going to use a impact drill to help get them up faster and down faster. So when a bear goes in there, we can close it quick. So that'll work out pretty good. We're working on possibly having some emergency lighting back here. So if something would go on at nighttime, we'd be able to flip lights on and be able to see what's going on. And also, I think our PTZ cams being in every pen are going to really help for storms and security for our camera operators to be watching.
Right.
Spencer, maybe you want to go into a little bit about the interns, because Natasha's not here today, but talk about that a little bit.
Sure, yeah. Interns are coming along great. Like Scott mentioned, Natasha is usually giving you intern updates, but she's on vacation right now, so I'll do the updates. They're coming along just fine. We're really impressed with our interns this year. They faced quite a lot of adversity in the first couple weeks. There's some challenges and some brand new stuff they had to deal with, and they all hit it in stride, and they came out on the other end better for it, and so did we. We had a couple things going on, but yeah, they've all really stepped up to the plate. We're really proud of them and impressed with them. They're coming along. We still got some minor tweaks to make on some of the tours. They got the information down, and the guests are having a good time, which is great. We're getting compliments on our interns, which is also great. A lot of times they think some of our interns have been here for like a year or two. Yeah. And then we tell them, no, actually, it's been a month. And they're like, what? Are you kidding me? And they're like, yeah, they get here and they learn really quick. And the coolest part is they take pride in being here and caring for the bears. And you can see that with this group, which is really neat. And they really like being here. I mean, we did the birthday celebration this morning. They were all having a lot of fun with it, as were the bears, of course. But you could just see on their faces they're happy to be here and they enjoy being here. So that's really good to see. But we really like this group. As usual, we got a solid group of interns. So I wish I could take credit for it. But again, Natasha's running the program. So she picked a solid group this year. And, we're really pumped to have them here.
Well, Spencer was involved in that too, so he helped out a lot. But it's good to be humble. But the thing that we are most excited about is our season really kicking off. I mean, today we got our first, I think it might be our first split up group that we're doing to take behind the scenes. Our guests are going behind the scenes in some very adverse conditions. They're going around. They're going around bobcats. They're going around minis. They're going around excavators, dump trucks, everything else to go back to be able to see the bears. And we haven't had anybody yet that I know of said anything negative. And that's thank you to our guests that are here. We really appreciate them being here and supporting the North American Bear Center. We've got a wheelchair going up there right now, which is nice. We're just we're just excited to get the season going. And Sharon, maybe you want to talk about the bears and the bear health right now?
Okay, sure will. But I just wanted to mention something. Spencer was talking about the interns have had quite a season so far. It was interesting to listen to them because when we had to prepare for what we thought might be a dangerous situation with our first wildfire of the season, they're thinking, well, this will look good on our resume. But I just have to say how calm, including myself, and how dedicated everyone that was here. We had our protocol in place, and everyone just went right down the list to make sure everything was going well. As for the bears, now I hope that you will be able to see the videos that we have been putting on. I know I've been putting pictures on my own Facebook page, but some of you are not privy to that. But if you are, enjoy the pictures. Tasha is handling them, working next to her den very, very well. She does spend a lot of time when they're working with the large machinery under her den, but that's for her own comfort. And it's just a scary situation. She can also see what they're doing, so she does watch them. Holly's Holly. We did fix her gate yesterday. I heard Nick. She has such a bubbly personality, but her enclosure gate, and everyone might think that they have a problem going into those dens. They're very comfortable in there. We give them a treat so that they're busy while we're cleaning up her enclosure, and decide when does come out, has a large bowl in there, a small bowl. She's got a tuggy, she's got burlap, and she's got a piece of box in there. So there's interesting things that she is saving for herself, and she comes flipping out sometimes with something. She get that. She's saving all this stuff. It's in her toy box, right? And for Lucky Bear is just a bear. Over and goes back into his pen, but he gets very jealous if the interns are paying more attention to Holly than they are to him, and so he starts doing things like pouting the fence and go, "Oh, poor me." He doing wonderful. You'll just be amazed at when they're finally out and you get to see their that I'll penned up for a little bit now. They're going to just love the new fencing. So thank you all for caring so much about bears. Wonderful half. We earned much.
I guess our sound was dropping off a little. Maybe we'll move over here just a little bit closer to the deal. We're going to also be working on the sound stuff with the microphones too, and see if we can improve it more so we can actually move around. That'll come up too. But going back to the bears, yesterday Spencer and I were up there doing some repairs on one of the gates that the Sharon and the interns felt wasn't a safe situation for them or for the bear, and we got that resolved. But while resolving it, Holly was definitely letting us know that what she would do to Spencer and I if she got a hold of us, she'd run up, bite the log, run back, grab the burlap, shake it really hard, run back, bite the log, then go back and like, look at me, look what I'm going to do to you when I get a hold of you. And actually, she was playing. So don't take me wrong. She was playing, but she was definitely letting us know that she was there.
She wanted to play with us, I think, maybe a little bit.
Yeah. And, of course, I was teasing her, having fun with it a little bit here and there. And she was very curious to watch us using the impact drill, the wrenches, all the tools. She wanted to grab them through the fence. We had to keep moving back, and then she actually calmed down. But she was having a lot of fun. I think it was a enrichment, Spencer and I.
It was definitely a good enrichment.
Yeah, but
Make a good supervisor.
yes, she would. Yeah, we were, and I was not one to be enriched. Were you?
No, not that time.
I don't know what it is about her, but I kind of get a little spooked.
Yeah, she doesn't hesitate to remind you how strong and potentially mad a bear can get.
I don't think she. I don't know. I don't think she likes guys. What's your thought?
Yeah, no, I've felt the same thing from her. Yeah.
She must have got mistreated at one time because we're just weirded out by that.
It's interesting when I hear Scott and Spencer talk, because I'll go up with the interns and Holly's just being silly and playing and so calm, goes into her den, closes the door, she has her treat. We let her back out and she's just having a good time with whatever she's playing with. Add Scott or Spencer, and it's a completely different time for the interns. They are definitely learning animal behavior.
Misbehavior. But no, it's a lot of fun. I mean, definitely she is a bear that educates and teaches and really lets us know what's going on. But I got to point out something too. It ain't just you and I that she does that to. It's Kathy Paulson too.
She loves.
Let's just say she loves Kathy. And I watched.
Kathy's seen the bubbly personality.
Yeah. Kathy definitely knows what we're talking about. Spencer and I, we were up there working on the bench. We recovered the bench on the viewing window area finally, and it's right. You can't see it, but it's right on the bench where the bench that people sit on. And we were up there working on some stuff, and she was literally following Spencer, trying to grab him from underneath the deck. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she is. He goes, watch. And I don't know what it is, but she's just obsessed with him and I. And it's not necessarily fun.
No, and I don't have that at all.
Yeah. And poor Sharon thinks that maybe we don't appreciate Holly, but she keeps you on her toes. That's what's fun.
Oh yeah.
She definitely lucky. He's just kind of like he should be on a California beach with a surfboard. Type deal. I could just see him out there. He's just the coolest, easy, calmest bear. And Tasha's sitting in her bowl, rocking back and forth.
You got never a dull day with Holly. Never.
You don't have a dull day with Holly, but it will be fun to finally get him out here. And then the ducks, they're going to get a rude awakening, and those woodchucks. I wonder what they're going to all do when they see them big bears rumbling through here, huh?
It's going to be like Caddyshack.
Yeah. It'll be a really exciting day for us here at the North American Bear Center to finally get the bears out, and I know it'll be extremely exciting for Sharon because I'm going to give Sharon a lot of credit. She's done really, really good. And knowing that the bears were going to be penned up, we were going to only work till the 1st of June on this project, but the Impact construction guys, which are doing a phenomenal job, they didn't want to go off the project because they were afraid they'd forget how to put it together because it didn't come with instructions. But then again, when do guys ever read instructions? Or people in general, but this didn't have anything. But yet we got to thank CLD Fencing. It's turning out beautiful. They've been a good help. They've always been there when we've asked them for help. Their fencing is everything they said it would be. It literally when you're looking through.
When you're looking, Scott noticed that the other day we were talking, and he says, "Look at that! You can't hardly see that fence against the trees." And I said, "Yeah, I know. It's just amazing."
Weird.
And just one more little kudo for the low impact folks. These guys are having so much fun designing these dens that it's like I just shake my head. You like this? You like this? Should we do this? Should we do that? It's really cool to see how much pride they're taking into what our bears will hopefully love.
I've been back there when they've been digging, and there'll be a rock. They can barely see it, but they know it's a big one, and they're like looking at each other like, oh, maybe this will be a really good rock for the dens. And it's like a diamond, or they found a chunk of gold. They'll pull out, oh yeah, I'll see them all excited. They found a good rock. And that's really cool to have that kind of attitude. They're putting their heart and soul into it. But then after we're done with all this, they're going to come up here, still keep the bears in. Sharon's not happy with that. But we're going to build 2 dens in the enclosure here. There'll be one above the falls somewhere right in the back there in that opening, and then one right up on the other side of the stream, up in that area somewhere, wherever Sharon says they can put it. But that's two really good areas that you'll be able to watch. The camera's going over toward it right now. It'll be right over about where the camera is showing you, just probably in front of those bushes in the grass area there, but we're not quite sure. So that'll be kind of fun. We'll have three dens out here. We'll have 5 dens in the enclosures, all natural dens.
Just, I think the 2 females will enjoy having choices.
And then next year, we'll go ahead a few notches. One never knows what excitement we'll have next year in early winter, right?
Right. You never know.
I don't know if there's any guessers out there, but just keep your imagination open. 5 pens, 3 bears, 8 dens for them to choose from.
I know, it's exciting, isn't it?
I'm saying we're probably going to get another woodchuck.
Well, I think that's a guarantee. They don't stop.
You know, and we're going to rename it North American Bear Center and Woodchuck Center, right?
Or the Squirrel Center.
Oh, the woodchucks are really something, though. And I think they got them named, don't they?
I think we call them all Chuckies.
Oh, they're all Chuckies. Poor female. But anyway, we want to thank you for signing into the North American Bear Center and watching this video. I hope that everybody out there is enjoying the talk we're having with the project going on. We're just asking you for help to support the North American Bear Center. Many of you do through fundraisers, regular food donations. Our food donations that Sharon asked for on Amazon and other areas have been beyond phenomenal. Beyond phenomenal. I think that we are very fortunate to have the support that we've got out there.
We're absolutely just, I'm going to use the word blessed, but thank you. Thank you so much for all that you do for these bears, because it continues through the summer. We don't just start, get the food on Monday and end it on Friday. We need it all through the summer for these bears. So thank you so much.
It really does save on costs, and we're going to have a fair amount of cost incurred building the dens. And the fundraisers for the dens are going to really help out. So if you're out there and you haven't donated to the bear care and food area, please feel free to do so. We would appreciate it. We rarely ask like this, but little tougher and tighter times nowadays, and things are it's showing up a little bit. But we know that everybody's got to eat and they got to be able to survive and pay bills and do everything. But we thank you for the extra that you've given and that what you've done. One last thing I'll mention is Sharon mentioned the fires, and we already got to experience our total excitement, which was excitement we didn't want. And that was, for those of you who've seen videos and pictures, planes were flying over here at about tree height. And my wife and every one of them thought they were way lower than that, and they were really getting excited. But they were low, and they were handling a fire that was within a mile from us. And it was very nerve-wracking, but we did have our contingency plans into place. We want to thank the Ely Vet Clinic. We want to thank all the volunteers and emergency service groups that fought that fire. What an amazing job you did putting that out. Right now we're in a very extreme fire danger. We haven't seen rain in a long time. We've gotten one good rain in since the thaw, since the snow thaw. And we're hurting badly up here. There were some fires yesterday that broke out on Highway 53. That's just maybe 50 miles south of here, and they were battling those yesterday. But they said that they were burning fast and very, very good, which is not good. So we do have a contingency plan in place. Just for those of you watching out there, if you're up here in the Ely area, please be cautious. Don't light a fire outside at all. There's fire restrictions right now are very heavy. You can't even have a fire in the Boundary Waters, nor on any of the unoccupied, or I shouldn't say occupied, but unsupervised camp areas. And I'm certain that that's going to go full bore by Monday, because there's no rain in the forecast.
Yeah, the next step is to just no campfires whatsoever, and it seems that's going to happen.
Or anything.
Yeah,
they won't even allow charcoal grills or nothing probably by next week in any of the homes or anything, because you just don't know. We got to be that careful. You can see the ground, the grass starting to turn brown here. Really, we've been fortunate. It ain't reflecting what we're really seeing out there.
We've been watering here too,
Yeah,
so it
yeah.
looks better here. But like Scott was saying, it's
Golf course
really
looks horrible.
it's really dry out there, and
Yeah.
the smallest of things can really turn into a big problem for us right now. So
I mean,
smart.
it's kind of odd to complain about this, but we got middle to high temperatures. We've been pretty cool the last few days, actually close to 31 degrees one day. But the problem is our humidity has been in the low 20s, if not in the teens, and now we've had wind on top of it, dries everything out, makes it very, very combustible.
Right, and our humidity's gone, and we got more heat coming in the forecast, so it's not showing anytime soon getting better. I think we're gonna have to go through a little more dry times yet. So again, just make sure you're thinking out there, be smart.
And on a really good note, for those coming up to the Ely area, even with the dry weather and everything, the bugs are fantastic. They are amazingly healthy. The mosquitoes, the horse flies, the deer flies, the black flies, the ankle biter flies, I call them barn flies.
Yeah.
Everything that can irritate you is doing very, very.
They leave their mark.
It's got to be I've been coming up here since I've been knee high to a grasshopper, and it's got to be the worst year I've ever seen for bugs. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I think with the dryness and continuing, that'll start to slope down, but maybe it's more of a hope than a think.
I think we'd really like to see the bugs get worse and us get rain.
Yeah. Oh, I would wait till they take the rain. Don't get me wrong.
No, I know. I asked Spencer yesterday what's attributing to this. All these is so bad this year. I mean, no matter where you go or what you do, people are coming out of boundary waters early because they're so bad. And that's all you hear everybody talking about is how bad the bugs are. And he explained to me why the bugs are bad this year. Tell it. Just do it quick.
Yeah. So right away this year, not our real spring, but we had a ton of snow cover, ton of water on the ground that filled up pools that usually would be dry.
What do you call those?
Vernal pools. They don't last the whole season. They last just in the springtime. Mosquitoes and other small insects take advantage of those, and then they have a really good start to their year in terms of they got a lot of young that were hatched and coming into the population. Now they have that base population to continue to have next generation. So this year, because we had so much snow cover, so much water on the ground right away, that allowed all these bugs to reproduce quite rapidly and in large amounts. And now they have a ton of them are still around and continuing to reproduce. Those vernal pools are probably gone, but now they're using the regular lakes and normal ponds that will stay here. Our pond, yeah, because they don't got anything to probably eat them in here to reproduce. And that's going to, because of that initial base population was so great, they're going to continue to reproduce and probably have big numbers for most of the year.
Wonderful. So really, if you really take a look at it with our pond, we are a breeding facility. It's just not what we want to breed. We're breeding mosquitoes and everything else, but we haven't seen a lot of dragonflies neither, have we?
I've seen a couple.
I mean, they don't seem to be strong yet.
Yeah, they hatch later, so they didn't get the advantage of that nice vernal pool.
And they really are help us out with the mosquito population.
Yes, they do.
You know, so well, you've learned a lot today. You've learned about vernal pools, and you've learned about our bears, about our fencing and our project that's going on. You've learned about the bears and how good they're doing from Sharon. You learned about the interns. We just want to welcome everybody to visit the North American Bear Center and support us. You, as our year kicks off, it's summer next week, believe it or not, although it seems like it's been here. But we want to thank you all for joining today. I know it's went a little longer than normal, but we want to thank everybody for joining. Have a great day. Keep smiling and keep supporting. Bye now.
Thanks for the support, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Thank you all.
Bye now.